Everybody. Just wanted to kind of jump right in here. Um, what I'm seeing, and I'm sorry, my frames are not so great. I just do things on the fly, otherwise, I'd never get anything out. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is we're starting off with the Ace of Cups. So, of course, this is the energy that you're in. You're waiting for this new beginning, whether this is a romantic situation, whether this is with a friendship or some kind of rekindled scenario or something here. Ace of Cups is definitely still an indicator that there is still something there's still something positive coming in here, even though I see a lot of cards of some significant apprehension. So I would say for some of you, this could be a job that you're really worried about that you won't get. Definitely speaks to something in around summer also being relevant, but your emotions are really heightened right now in sort of a negative way, not really feeling that you have a peace of mind in this period. I do feel like things will improve further out, but right now in the month of April, there's a bit of a struggle period here all around. You are seeking some deeper life meaning, but there's going to be a bit of a tower moment and a bit of a judgment. There's something that comes through here, something that has to be more positive, frame of mind here to turn things around for you. But right now, because you're locked in, I would say there is this happy situation, like I said, that is a little further out, and even though you're not seeing it yet, it's almost like there has to be a certain level of peace of mind before you can kind of go forward and unlock yourself, because I see a lot of restricted energy here. There's some conflict. There could even be some difficulty in terms of uh, the resources, but I want you to know by the end of the month that's turning around here. So there's something here about your financial base that is, maybe compromised at this time where things are a bit challenging, but just know that toward the end of the month you are using your resources in a much more adaptable way. Like you're really being smart about how you deal with things. So just know, even in terms of a relationship, it feels like there is some kind of compromise there as well, but just know that again, there's a compromise, where you can learn and grow from the situation. um but there is still something up ahead here that's new, that's not yet, kind of in the picture. But either way, I still see a lot of security, but there's a lot of juggling going on here. So just in terms of your finances and stability overall, even emotionally, I feel like you're a little overwrought about, how things are kind of turning around. You're not quite sure, there's a lot of Nine of Swords is locked in the mind here about worry about, hanging on really tightly. And that's kind of inhibiting the growth a little bit here. So it's almost like release some of that. And I would say, even in releasing it, sometimes there was something I read one time about releasing. How can you release the tension or the pressure? And one way of doing that would be to actually, I think this was a method actually for Silva Mind, where you're actually looking at a picture, see everything, let's say it's a blue frame, and the blue frame has the image of where things are right now. And then you take it into the next stage where you have another frame around where you want it to be. And it's, let's say a sparkly, yellow frame around the future, or the green frame, or whatever. And what that does is it reframes it so that you actually see that where you are stuck is one frame, but look into the next frame, because that's where you're headed, and that's, how you unlock the mind so that you can move forward. But anyways, just one method for some of you. Others, there's actually another method that you can do that deals with looking at a line, and imagine this as a heart, sorry, like a heart monitor, and how the line goes beep, 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 and it's up and down and up and down. So if you're seeing things peak, take your breath also in that same space. See the line go, breathe in as it increases, and the line going down, breathe it out. So again, if that helps, great. That's just another little tool I thought I'd throw out there. But there is something here that kind of speaks to, like I said, because we also have that, well, I shouldn't jump around too much here. We'll stay on the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is still, there's a happy situation that, in the month of April, that is still here, that speaks to, something of unconditional love or acceptance. But again, I'm feeling like you're not quite feeling that yet, because it feels like there's restriction around it. Uh, so even around whatever this connection is, there's a lot of worry around it. Like I said, there's a lot of second guessing yourself. But I also want to say that it is wrapped up with the tower. The tower is not in this energy for the month of April, although you're kind of hinging on it. So there's almost like something is going to maybe legally come through that kind of throws things for a loop. But I might just pull one more card on that too, just to give you some peace of mind. But the tower is, of course, a card that speaks to something being uprooted. Something has to change or something has to give way, enable for something else to kind of move forward, right? So there's a lot that kind of changes with the tower. So, and like I said, the judgment and the tower are only the clarifiers, but there is going to be something that is emotionally going to kind of be a bit of an upheaval that might leave you with, some kind of broken pride or, but initially, but again, it's almost like there is still something here that's salvageable, even though there's a lot of tension around it. So something is going to restore the balance, but you're just unhappy with how things are at right at this time. And again, even with the card of judgment being here, um, so close with the tower, there's a lot that speaks to a decision that's going to have to be made here around something, which is going to be a bit of a letdown. It's leaving you with a bit of a sense of hard choices, in this decision, weighing those options out. So it's almost like it's going to have big impact on you in some way emotionally. um, but again, towers usually make way for a better life in some way, or they relieve the pressure, the tension, or something that's building up here. But let's just pull one more card here, maybe, and just see is this tower further out? It's only a clarifier. It's not the main energy because things are still looking positive. What is the tower? Is the tower and the judgment positive? Is it a positive for Taurus in the month of April? Feel like I need to pull more than one card. Okay. Yeah, it is actually. So just know that there is more research or more information on something that you need to do. Of course, the next card out was the Eight of Pentacles. You're still working on a situation. You're still trying to make sense out of something. There's a decision that's going to be coming up here as well in regards to something around money. There is more research, could be dealing with a younger person here as well, but there is definitely some sense of money coming through. So just know that that change is going to be a positive change. It's going to leave you with more money at the end of things, at the end of the day. So again, there is still a lot of conflict, even with a child, I would say here, that is still something to be worked through. We are now dealing with the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is you holding back, not really quite in the space of allowing yourself to be free in some way. Does seem to be in around the finances, but just know that there's a lot of balance or stability and growth that is going to be coming through, even though on a certain level you're feeling like there's a lot of restriction, a lot of struggle. But the next step, of course, is just do more research, because that seems to be key in whatever this is. Do more research to try to open something up for yourself. Because right now it feels like there's just a lack of growth because you're closing yourself off, not really sure what to do. So you need to do some practical work and kind of, figure out how to open this door. Because overall, like I said, the Four of Pentacles next to the Page of Pentacles does still indicate that this is movement. This is not stagnation. This is energy around trying to achieve a balance toward something that you want to make success and grow. So there's still something here like an idea or communication or something that's coming through, but you're disappointed possibly within a younger person or something like that for some of you. Or maybe you're disappointed in the finances in some way, but the Three of Swords can also indicate that there's conflict around a younger person or around a loan coming through or something to that effect. Something didn't quite measure up, but you're still in the positive energies here, like the Ace of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. So it's almost like you're impacting yourself with all of this extra energy, when in fact everything is still moving in the right direction. So we do have the Four of Pentacles, like I said. So it does speak to temporary hardship or a little bit of insecurity. Well, actually not, sorry, your financial base was. I was looking at the Two of Pentacles here. But either way, I want to just stay with the Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles, something is possibly having to be compromised, but it's almost like you need a new idea or something to come through, enable for that to kind of arise. So again, there's conflict around the money right now, I would say, and so everybody's kind of clinging on to what they have. They're afraid to change anything. um, there's discontent all around, so in that area of stability. So yeah, anyway, we'll just kind of see where we go, but you're blocking yourself a little bit here too with that Three of Swords energy, blocking the idea. Something is going to come through here that is going to kind of save the day. Two of Pentacles is in around, like I said, I feel like one thing is affecting the other. Juggling a lot of the resources. It feels like there is, you're trying to step up and work towards something, but it's almost like there's more studying or more work, more learning or something, more dedication in that way that needs to kind of make this happen. So I feel like there is a sense of keep doing what you're doing because it's not going in the wrong direction. Like I said, Ace of Cups, these are all positive. It's just like you just need to be a little more flexible with someone or something. But because I still feel like the news is good. There is a big decision that has to be made, of course, with the Judgment in the Tower. But I feel like you're juggling your stability at this time. That's what it feels like. You are going to have to release some of the pressure here that's building up, because the Eight of Cups is you got to let go of some of these toxic thoughts or these things that are kind of blocking you right now. And of course, the Magician is because it's blocking your manifestation. So, and that means bringing the spiritual things into the physical reality and able to make something happen. So I'm not saying it's not happening. I do see it happening. It's just like you're juggling so much to try to make something happen. And I just feel like you're really holding back on lots of different levels here. But like I said, yeah, I'm just sort of taking a second look here at that Page of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Like I said, it could be discontent with a loan or a financial thing, but it's also maybe the news was you were disappointed in. It's like the news you were disappointed in, but and so in some way it's like something balances out because something gets recouped in some way. There's still some things on the table here that you can kind of work with, is what I would say there. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get right into the last cards. Last cards out are the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. I'll also do an advice card for you as well. So Knight of Cups, like I said, that's action for sure that's coming in there. And it definitely feels like it's kind of an in and out sort of energy with the Knight of Cups. Or sorry, that was the Knight of Wands. Knight of Cups is actually where there's more of an emotional investment or engagement in someone who could represent as the Queen of Pentacles. But the Queen of Pentacles also has a lot of resources available to them. So it's like something is coming through that's happy toward the end of the month that allows you to feel, hi, deja vu. Yeah, I could answer a question for you too. I'll just finish this part up, but then the Knight of Cups, like I said, next to the Queen of Pentacles, still gives me the feeling like you're juggling the resources a bit, but all of a sudden something kind of opens up at the end of the month that helps you to see that you can figure something out here. There's still that feeling of an emotional kind of outburst of some sort that might have taken place, but because the Queen stabilizes everything and there's a lot of abundance, mother energy here as well, but it's definitely a protective kind of practical energy. So it's usually somebody who's quite reliable. And I definitely feel like this is, really nurturing a connection, possibly to a younger person here as well. But there's also a sense of financial stability that comes with that, where there's emotional fulfillment and there is a material reward. So some kind of just be open to a new experience here, because your responsibilities and your commitments will be met, even though there's almost a little bit of juggling that has to go on there. Okay, go ahead, Deja Vu. What question? Oh, actually, wait, before I do that, you think of your question, and I'm just going to pull the advice card. So what is the advice for Taurus? What is the advice for Taurus for the month of April? Advice for Taurus in the month of April. Okay, advice is Manage your resources wisely. Extremes in how you give or receive money, time, or emotions. Smart business decisions. Seeing things as black or white and being charitable. So, in other words, don't see things as this or that, black or white. It limits you when you don't have any flexibility, which is what there was a call for with the Two of Pentacles. So, there's a sense that you're kind of inhibiting yourself in some way. So, you're just seeing things in one direction when you actually have more options available to you. You are brilliant. You are talented, independent, controlling. There is nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. There is a need for balance between career and personal life. So there might be something you're overextending yourself with, but there's definitely a feeling of push pull and trying to balance things out right now. Make a choice. Stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options or addictions, but I don't think it's addictions in this particular case. It feels like you're almost overwhelmed in some way, and you just need to pick one thing and move on it. And whether it's the right one or the wrong one, it doesn't matter, because the point is pick one, and if it's going to fail, it'll fail fast, and you can get right back on the bandwagon and pick the next thing. We also have an unwise choice. There's a better way that will make you happier. Avoid people who lack integrity or have questionable motives. So try to stay in the positive, because maybe you are reaching out to the wrong people for advice or for resources, something like that. So try to take control over, what it is that you're extending yourself emotionally with as well. Anyway, go ahead. Deja vu. What is your question? I can answer one question before I sign off here, guys. Deja vu. Did you have a question? Okay. I would like to know about my future, about my work and my love life. Okay, well, I'll try to do sort of a quick one, though. I don't want to get too far into that rabbit hole. Let's start out with, okay, we'll get a general thing. What's going to happen with Deja Vu as far as her workspace in the month of April? In the month of April, what is happening for Deja Vu? Okay, World card followed up by Queen of Cups. Those are still, Okay, the World card could be an end of something, but I still see positivity here, and I'm not sure why. So let's see. Around money. So, okay, is the World card indicating you could be dealing with somebody who has a lot of money that could be at a distance as well here. I don't know how that impacts you in terms of your workspace, but is it... But there is somebody that you could also be getting advice from, or you could be this King of Pentacles. But it could be, but I feel like it's two people, because we also have the Queen of Cups. So this is usually somebody's very emotionally receptive. King of Pentacles really has a good understanding of, their finances and what they invest in. So you could be getting some advice possibly from somebody who has, could be an established business, or maybe you're working with this person. But either way, will Deja Vu have something that's expanding with the World card in terms of her career or his career? Yeah, it's a positive card. So there could be something that's really expanding in terms of your career. And again, it seems like it's kind of global. So when maybe you do have a channel or something here as well, but either way, I feel like there's success. It's almost like there's two directions, though, that you could choose with the Chariot. Is this correct? Will they choose a direction? Okay, and it's also, just as a random, it did sort of indicate that, let me just see, is the direction with the World card to leave a position? Sorry, one sec here. Okay. Well, there could also be a new job that's on the horizon with the Ace of Pentacles. Like I said, it feels like something could be abroad, but I'm seeing it's almost like you have a decision. It's almost like you have a choice between the two. I don't see that this is one thing or the other. I feel like you have a choice. You have a choice to actually do something that's quite lucrative, that is sort of at a beginning stage, which again could represent as a new job, but the choice is yours. And I feel like with the King of Pentacles, it could be that there's a fair amount of money that's around this one hands situation or thing that you're doing also. But there's something here that does speak to internet or something at a distance, something global, reaching people on a broader basis. Let's just see what's happening with your love life. Okay, what's happening with Deja Vu's love life? What's happening with Deja Vu's love life? Okay, the cards that kind of fell out. Again, cards of decision. Okay, so the cards that fell out was Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius kind of represents here. And I do feel like with the Seven of Wands, you're very guarded, actually. Seven of Wands means that you still have the upper hand in a situation, but it's almost like Two of Swords. You have a decision to make, although I think you're going to choose choose a path that is going to work for you, because the Sun indicates that it's a really happy, fulfillment sort of scenario. Is there something that with the love life? Let me just check that again there. There is a decision, but you're guarded. Why is Deja Vu guarded? Why is Deja Vu guarded? Yeah, you are guarded around a connection for sure. Two of Cups. I don't know if this resonates for you, but maybe you're fending off love, and maybe you haven't made a decision to fully go forward with something. What is that Seven of Wands? It's almost like a relationship might have been a burden or a heavy. Somebody you've known for a long time. But there's a decision around that, and will it be? And it did seem like it was positive, but like I said, I feel like there's a bit of a weight still coming in here for you. So I just would say, in short, that the scenario does indicate that you have some sense of a decision to make. It feels like it doesn't feel like new love necessarily. It feels like this is somebody you've known for a while. Like I said, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is pretty strong here. Gemini as well, air signs. But it's almost like you've been really heavily burdened with something around emotionally. And I could be wrong here, but this is just what I'm seeing. So hopefully that resonates for you and gave you a little bit of insight. So keep moving forward. Like I said, it looks like you have decisions, but you also have options there, Deja Vu. It doesn't feel like you are in any way kind of trapped there. You still have doors open to you on work and in terms of love. It's really your choice. It feels like nothing's disappearing. Whoever this is, they're still sticking around. Your job option is there. It's just that it's been a lot of work, and maybe you're putting in too much of the energy to keep it going. But either way, decision is yours. There's something that's kind of at a crossroads with the Two of Swords. Things are not kind of moving ahead. It's sort of stalemate. But once the decision is made, I feel like things are going to be, revealing more of an optimistic pattern, like something that's more positive. Even in terms of your work cycle, it looks like things are very positive with the Chariot. So very ambitious, very self-driven kind of nature. And somebody who's also got a lot of they can draw a lot of attention to themselves. So anyway, that's just in quick, and hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight. So keep moving forward, guys. Never give up, and we'll see you in the next read. Happy Easter.